So, hey guys, today I'm trying a little bit of a new deck building concept. So, today we're going to be building Pac-Man, and not just any version of Pac-Man, we're going to be building Pac-Man that is going to specifically be built to be playable against one specific deck, and that will be pretty much just a Fiendsmith deck. And the deck, of course, we're still playing Pac-Man, which is just obviously going to make the deck like 10 times worse than just playing, I don't know, like Memento Pier with no anti-tech or anything like that. So, yeah, we're probably going to be a little bit miserable, but the Pier advantage camel will munch all nukes, even in the year 2025. So, yeah, let's let's do it, I guess. So with Fiendsmith, we can't target, I think, right? And I think all the Pac-Man cards, they do target, I believe. So if we cannot target Desiree, that is a bit of a problem. If we get hit by like a Beatrice, I think that's genuinely fine. The main thing we're really going to want to do is we're going to want to like stop the recursion for Fiendsmith, and that's about it, right? Aside from that, we want to still out Desiree and make sure it doesn't come back. So it's mostly those two things. So how do we get out Desiree or prevent Desiree from getting out? I mean, one way is we could banish Requiem. That's like reasonable. Sequence, we could get rid of Sequence as well. If we get rid of either of these, you can't really bring out Desiree to begin with. Engraver can shuffle this back, or we can just out the Desiree altogether. But yeah, before we go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and start building, I guess. So we start off with this Lakuta. The Camel at 3, absolutely mandatory, I would say. And also we do have this small issue where, these guys are really small, so would not be super hard to out these guys. And aside from that, I guess we have maybe Medusa Worm that we want to be playing, maybe? Do we want to play this even? Target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. I mean, we'll put in one copy for now, and then we'll think on it. The Golem. Yeah, I'm going to have to really think on this one. Golem Sentry. This returns a monster your opponent controls, and then it returns it to the hand. And it also targets. This also targets. Backrow removal isn't that important, I guess. But we do have Swarm of Scarabs, and then we also have Swarm of Locusts. These only trigger on flip summon, so even if we flip these guys back face up with like Book of Tayo, it wouldn't really help. So that's unfortunate, I guess. Swarm of Scarabs, Medusa Worm, okay. So the main thing about Pac-Man is we don't want our opponents to be able to attack us, so we should find a way to do that or just prevent them from attacking our kind of flip monsters. But we also don't want to like die. So how should we go about that? Well, let's think on this a little bit. So normally you play Impulse, draw cards, Threatening Roar, all of that good stuff. Your monsters are very much affected by card effects. This is a zombie, this is a rock, this is an insect. This is... Wait, what? Medusa Worm's a rock? Okay. Golem Sentry. Well, okay, so... we probably want access to these guys just in general. Don't really know how we get access to any of these guys just at all. But I guess we could increase the number count here. we can play some board breakers and it's not too problematic, but if it takes up our normal summon, we won't be able to like set or summon these guys. But honestly, special summoning them isn't even that problematic. If we do special summon these guys, it would be perfectly fine to do so, right? Because we can still flip face down these guys, right? So, hmm. Is there something we want to draw into with Deslocuto, maybe? I mean, not particularly. I think we just mostly want to build advantage with these guys, you know? It is the pure advantage gamble. Hmm. So I think the crux of the strategy will have to be probably Deslocuto. Hmm. Exodia is not really helpful, is it? Well, real quick, actually, just wondering. Ankh, what do you say? Then shuffle the face-up monster cards you control into the deck. Oh, these will be face down. Yeah, we can play this together, right? So I guess that's like fine. We can do some Millennium cards, honestly. It's not that bad, but we do have to run the 5 Exodia Garnet, so we'll, we'll just put in the head for now. Just as a reminder that this is an option. We can play Millennium Pac-Man. I didn't think I'd be seeing that combination, since it only shuffles face-ups, I guess. I guess it works. Sure. Okay. Next, we're going to have to be able to go second. I mean, I'm sure there's like a bajillion different ways we could go first, right? So how can we go second? Well, we would have to give us a decent reason to be playing these cards. So if we're thinking about that, first things first, I don't want my cards to be threatened, if possible. And the Exodia cards actually, they don't really help with that too much. I mean, there is the board wipe, which is nice, but honestly, the synergy just isn't quite there. The only synergy is the Ankh, right? Except for that, I can't think of much. Hmm. I mean, if we were playing Runic, it still wouldn't be logical to do this, I don't think, right? So we need a way to stop our opponent from playing and stop them from winning the game if they already played as well. So, I mean, how can we do that if we're going to do some nasty board breaking? I guess that's possible, right? So Evenly is a pretty solid card here. And I do want like some way to back row remove possible. How can we do back row removal? But also preventing our opponent from being able to do anything with their cards. And we do want to stop like the recursion as well. Actually, wait, what attribute are these guys? Earth. If they were more dark, I think Bestials would be a lot better. I mean, we can still play Bestials, right? But it's not that great. And we're building a lot of advantage. Can we even afford to play evenly? Not really sure about that. Well, first off, I think we definitely want to do some kind of board wipe or removing our opponents like all of their monsters, but Lava Golem, I don't think we can really afford to do Lava Golem because let's assume I'm going second. I Lava Golem, and then I don't set Deslocuta. Like, come on, that just can't be right. That's not going to cut it for me, so we can't do that. We technically run Kaiju's, but you know, my opponent still has more monsters than just that, so not great. And even if we do Kaiju like the Desiree, I mean, the Desiree will come back the next turn, which is kind of problematic. So, is there a way I can, without giving up my normal summon and without needing to commit 2 cards, is there a way to kind of just remove Desiree? So, unfortunately, Desiree is not targetable, otherwise, we could do Metaltronus. Metaltronus does, in fact, target, and this is not targetable, so Unfortunate. I feel like such a victim. Alright. Let's see. You negate the effects of a number of face-up cards. Oh. What if we did this? But then, yeah, Appaloosa, right? My opponent, like, definitely has Appaloosa. And then if I were to try to Imperm, there's a chance they, like, Desiree negate Imperm. So that's not great either. Not yeah, not necessarily that great. If we had like some damage step traps, that might be alright because those are not actually negatable by Desiree, which is kind of neat to an extent. But a lot of the removal is focused on monsters for their deck, and they do have a means to negate some spells and some traps. So that's kind of annoying as well. Do we need the graveyard technically though? I guess we could we could definitely play like a fissure in Pac-Man, right? Fissure macro, we could do that kind of thing. But if we're going second, like hand traps are nice, but will hand traps get us where we need? I genuinely don't think so. If possible, I'd want to like minimize on a lot of the hand traps, except for the very powerful ones, because we don't actually need to play necessarily Ash Blossom or Called By when we're playing Pac-Man, right? I mean, if you just trade for my this Lakuta, I mean, I'm fine with that, right? I can't think of anything like super harmful here. If we're playing Bell, that takes our normal summon, so like don't want to do that. Memento actually can play without the normal summon, I suppose, and it's like fine in terms of going first. This would be a very viable option to make it so you can't attack into my like face down guys here. But I mean, it doesn't really mesh like the strategy here. Could we maybe try for Afromax somehow then? Is there a deck that just slaps down Afromax that's reasonable to play with this? I mean, maybe. Can I play a little bit of Afromax control, maybe? I think that's the best thing we could go for if we're really intent on using these cards. Sounds reasonable, and then we could maybe also throw in Ozzy Atlantis. I mean, we're not necessarily going to summon it, but you know, it is an option at least. I feel like we're starting to see some strategies start to form here. But the main thing I'm going to be most concerned about is the going second, firstly and foremost. So, Imperm, pretty solid, I guess, when sliding 3 Imperm. No need for Nobleman, I suppose. And then, I don't want these guys to be run over, like just straight up. So that's where the Avramax comes in, I suppose. Not 100% sure how we're getting into the Avramax just yet, but there will definitely be ways, right? Level 2, level 3, level 3. All these guys are level 3s. Not sure if that really means anything, but they sure are. Okay. Let's see. In terms of going second, we could genuinely, at this point in time, it would be easy to slot in Shifter, but Shifter's just the one if it's not consistent enough. Well, let's think about this for a second. Super Poly. Is there anything we can Super Poly into? Like, not really, right? Desiree is a Light Fiend, Alpalosa is a Wind Fairy. Nothing we can make with those two, right? That's mostly what I expect to see on that board, right? So if I'm going second, I think I have to do something like Lava Golem, but then I won't be able to build advantage with this Lakuta, which is kinda hard. So that sucks, I guess. And these guys, I'm not really sure how I'm getting into these guys. I mean, Technically, I can search at least Golem and Medusa Worm with like Gallant Gran, I suppose. This Lakuta, that's not super easy to search either. But if I do search it, it'll commit like too many resources and stuff, and then that's just rough as well. I mean, if we play this, it's not even that good because then I'll negate my own things as well, but it would be kind of useful, I suppose. Hmm. Because these guys are kind of like flip cards, though. We could play Rivalry, Deekaboo, and stuff like that. But that's not like that insane. They're going second or whatever. It's like fine, but mm, not feeling really great about that one. If my opponent is playing well something aside from Fiendsmith, then they're just fine under those conditions, I suppose, right? If you're going second, that would probably help a good amount. Hmm. Well, I thought if I said that I would be able to think of something on the spot, but no. Yep, we're having a rough time out here. If we do throw in the Lava Golem, it's probably not that great either, because Fiendsmith come back. We need to ideally, in an ideal world, banish this and stop this from coming out at all. Well, drastic measures, I suppose. We can do this then, I suppose. We probably will have the extra deck space to play Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, so we'll just manage with that. And Fiend Schmidt. Okay, so Requiem requires you to definitely control a guy first, right? And then go into Requiem, so we banish Requiem and then that'll be gone, I suppose, right? So if we were to special summon Lurie, you control Lurie, and that's one more monster than I control. And then I'll be able to activate Winter Cherries, banishing Requiem. Or Sequence, or whatever. Honestly, I'm not sure which one's better, so I'll just put in both for the time being. And I think it's just mostly those two, right? Nothing else really that's super threatening here. Type-wise, this is Zombie, Rock, Insect. Not very good types, just in general. But yeah, okay, that's a good start. Next step, I suppose. I probably do want to run this as well. Small cash package probably would be nice. Not really sure how many Kashir cards would be ideal to fit into this, but some at least will be helpful. Depending on if we lock ourselves into the extra, it wouldn't be bad to do like this as well, right? But just for the time being, I guess that this is enough. And ideally, we would want to be able to make Avramax without kind of, I guess, without normal summoning, if possible. Or being able to summon these guys some other way. We technically could, but that like becomes FTK level, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the deck. It's not in the spirit of the deck to just commit way too hard or have to commit way too hard. I guess we could run. Yeah, Threatening Roar is actually not that bad, honestly. I might just put in 3 copies of Threatening Roar. We'll think on this. For sure. I definitely want something with an effect similar to Threatening Roar. Threatening Roar seems really nice, honestly. Can't actually protect these guys from removal either, which sucks. Yeah. This is fine as is. I might cut Medusa Worm or something like that. I think we probably keep Swarm of Locusts, and then Swarm of Scarabs, not that useful. Medusa Worm, honestly, yeah, not that useful either. Golem Sentry, this only returns monsters our opponent controls, which, honestly, you can kind of cook with this, right? This gives more reasons to play like kaijus, right? So very simple idea, I guess. Golem Sentry, bounce back Gamma Seal. I suppose we could do that technically, but like, hmm, not really sure how easy it is to do something like that. We also do have like a Lava Golem that we could run for this. Sure, I'm okay with this because we do need like some kind of engine that special summons a lot anyway. So no way around it. I think we have to play like either Lava Golem or Sphere Mode. Which one is better though? I mean, it is genuinely pretty situational. Sphere Mode does play around Ghost Meets Girl actually, so not bad. And your Trigger of Birth, if we're able to resolve this, this can banish Fiendsmith cards in the graveyard as well. So that is also kind of useful for a variety of reasons. All right, let's keep cooking. Well, in terms of combo, I can think of like Punk being able to do some of the things I want potentially, and it would be helpful in that regard. But yeah, lowering my life points, is that fine? Lachroma, can that get into graveyard? Maybe, maybe not. If we play Ancient Fairy Dragon, is there like a field spell I would want to like super search with this? I mean, we technically search rates off with Ancient Fairy Dragon and Punk, but it's like, does that really do a whole lot for me? If I search rates off, I can't really do anything with it. What else do we have? There must be some engine that's good for this. Well, yeah, I tried again, it didn't work. Just saying, well, uh, really not helping out here. All right. I mean, at least we have some semblance of a strategy, so that's helpful to an extent. We have some board breakers here as well. I mean, I guess we do just have to slot in maybe the Lava Golem. Yeah. So now we have 6 really good board breakers. We can pair this with a few more board breakers, but it doesn't really do anything until we throw in an engine, right? What engine do we put in here? We can't just do cash, can we? I think Kashtira would be not so great because, you know, my Pac-Man cards will just get run over by battle, and that'll suck. Something that does not necessarily require the normal summons. Unchained, we'd kinda do it, but not very well. Oh, we could do this actually. Centurion, actually. If we do Centurion, we actually don't need these two, technically, right? Centurion has this actually with Legatia here. Legatia? Legatia would actually protect my Pac-Man cards, and this is more in the spirit because we can build advantage with Centurion, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Actually, yeah. Not that. Okay. We kind of had to work out the ratios for this though, which is a little bit annoying, but I mean, makes sense, I guess, right? And then we'll work out the ratios a little bit more. But yeah, for the most part, we're looking pretty fine, right? I would like to be able to get rid of cards in the graveyard, right? So a level 6 monster, I think, is what we need for that. I guess we can cut Gamma Seal maybe, or we cut the Lava Golem, probably actually. I think we cut the Lava Golem. We're heading for 45 card territory here. Will be hard to get into the Dislocuta though, which sucks. And also I think we only need like maybe 2 copies of Swarm of Locust, which I think I'm fine with, right? Aside from that, we're looking pretty fine here, I guess. So, Crimson Dragon. And then we have um Cosmic Blazers. We'll just put in 3 because why not, I guess. Sure. What's this one do? Once return your target, blah blah blah, you and banish this card, special summon 1 Dragon Synchro monster from your extra deck that has 2+ non-tuner. Synchro monsters as material, this is treated as a Synchro Zone. Once return your target face-up cards on the field up to the number of monsters used as Synchro material for this card. I mean, I guess we can also play Red Dragon Arcfiend, what's it called? Supernova, I think. You can throw that in. I think, right? Yeah, technically. Something like this is fine. So idea is, we can just set one of these guys. Legacia will protect it. Pretty basic, I guess. And then we can play control with this. Now it's just more going second tech that we need, right? Actually, yeah, wait. Give me Lava Golem back, actually. I changed my mind on Lava Golem again. Actually, do we prefer Lava Golem over something like a Sphere Mode? I guess Lava Golem is like a bit more lenient, I would say. If I draw doubles, it's better. Gamasiel, actually, I don't think I should be playing 3 Gamasiel. If I'm playing Kaijus like this, I should just play a bunch of different Kaijus. Just to make sure I can actually, well, really utilize them. So, don't want to play a Fire Kaiju if possible, so Humongous is fine. We can run these 3 Kaijus, all different. And there's no real reason to just run only Gamasiel. I mean, Gamasiel, if Special Summon Gamasiel to their field, I can Special Summon Gamasiel to my field. Is that even that helpful? I mean, it's whatever, right? Alright, we're cooking a little bit now. Now the rest of the extra deck is mostly fine, I think. It's just going to be, I guess, different targets for Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. And also, we don't really need Ash Blossom for this list, because if we get Max Seed, we have like an okay play. As long as we have like Stand Up Centurion, we can just make Legacia on the next turn, and that's not too bad. I guess we can grab Synchro Rumble, I suppose, and then we should look for a few more cards, I guess. Oh, that was an accident. Okay. Oh, what else do we want to get rid of? Potentially this, I suppose. Vanishing Promethean Princess, solid. If we want to really mess up, I guess, Tenpai. Biden Dragon, not that bad. This card could be fun if it like ends up resolving at some point. But this is only by drawing. Except by drawing. Unfortunately. What else can we throw in? That's really crucial. I can't think of anything moment. But I guess Wait Forest is kind of being played. Can't think of too many decks being played right now, so whatever. Raciela, I suppose. If we get flip face down, I mean, I genuinely don't care, right? And I mean, you can fine tune the extra a little bit more. Maybe we don't go overboard and we play only like the 2 Cosmic. We can technically cut this Blazar and this Supernova. So that's like fine. We throw in Abyssals, it's not like that bad, is it? I mean, it kind of cucks me out of the exterior cards here. So that's not like the best thing in the world, but we can just throw in like 3 copies of Nibiru and it's like pretty reasonable, I think. But once again, yeah, Recursion. Graveyard Shuffle guy back. How do we deal with that? Huh. I guess like Pistols are the best answer for this, and then they have that synergy with the Centurion cards as well. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty pressured into playing these. Do we need regained? Regained would put back. Oh, right. Okay, we don't need regained. Unfortunately, I suppose. We'll have dispatter, I suppose. Maybe, for the time being. Until I decide to cut it inevitably. And then we have Granted Beast. Honestly, if we combine Beast plus Regained, it's not that bad, but we have to commit quite a bit for that. And then we'd probably throw in maybe potentially a Chaos Angel Baron. We would consider those. I mean, the Dislakuta, it's very hard to make this the centerpiece of this deck. But yeah, I mean, it's still okay as is. So we'll just take what we can get, I suppose. So we'll just throw in those three. Or we could just throw in DD Crow, honestly. Actually, why didn't I just throw in DD Crow? Hell yeah, brother. Oh, this is combo. So it's just like activate Oath, do Centurion combo, set Dislakuta pass. What more can a guy ask for? And then on the next turn, we can actually make Legacia as well, instead of going through this stuff. We do have that option. This Lakuta was showing up in most of my hands. That's crazy. Wait, this is just the best hand that can produce. Mm. Would be nice if like my deck had like a few more like power cards worth drawing with Dislakuta, but yeah. But what is Dislakuta even drawing me into? Yeah, I just won't think about that. So yeah, that's Dislakuta in 2025, the best I could come up with at least. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas, suggestions, or build ideas of your own, please share them in the comments below, and maybe I'll make an attempt as well. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.